Right now at 6, a controversial dog breeding facility in Spring Green gets turned down overnight. We'll hear the public's reaction.
And after a shooting at last month's Shake the Lake, security concerns are top of mind for officials here at this year's Dane County Fair. The extra lengths they're going to keep you and your family safe.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday, July 18th. I'm Josh Preder, alongside meteorologist Hattie McLean. Lee Linscheid has the morning off.
What a great morning to sleep in.
I was going to say, it has been a busy morning, especially for you.
Yeah, quite busy in the weather office this morning. We had some pretty strong to severe thunderstorms push into southwestern Wisconsin. They have weakened a little bit, but they did drop quite a bit of rain and some hail across parts of Grant County. Now, here's a live look in Platteville, thanks to our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Still looking like it's a pretty wet start to this Thursday morning in Platteville and across most of southern Wisconsin. The heaviest rain is now south and east of Madison. It has pushed through Janesville area. It's moving into southeastern Wisconsin. But those showers continue to develop across northeastern Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. So we are stuck with this rain for at least the next couple of hours. It's not going to be as heavy as it was earlier, though. Flash flood watch continues for southwestern Wisconsin until 7 o'clock this morning. Once we see an end to the rain, again by 9 or 10 o'clock, we then turn our focus towards the heat and humidity. Heat bulletins start at noon for the entire area. This is what it's going to feel like today. We're starting to be getting into the triple digits during the afternoon. So take it easy, take lots of breaks, and stay hydrated today. A look at the traffic maps will show you that there are no major issues here in Madison. A few brake lights starting to show up as Stoughton Road as people start heading to work, but no accidents or slowdowns just yet.
Boy, from flash flood warnings to heat advisories and extreme heat warnings.
All in the forecast today. Good news, though, better, more comfortable weather starting on Sunday.
We like to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Breaking now in the Channel 3000 Alert Center, thousands of people across southern Wisconsin are without power as strong thunderstorms move across the area. Alliant Energy is reporting significant outages in McFarland, Cambridge, and Albany. Crews have been assigned to those outages, and Alliant hopes to get the power back on by 7 or 8 this morning. MG&E is also reporting more than 100 people without power in the Madison and Fitchburg areas. 6:02 right now, the Dane County Fair security team has been hard at work re-evaluating their security measures. This after a shooting at Shake the Lake last month left the community on edge. That fair kicks off today, running all weekend long, and that's where we find our Christina Laurie live this morning with a preview. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Josh. The Dane County Fair will continue to be a family-friendly and fun event for people of all ages this weekend. Security, not a big concern because the fair goes to extra lengths to keep everyone safe. Here to talk about that this morning is Karen Endress, media specialist. Thanks so much for talking to us. So what are some of the security measures that you guys are taking just to reassure everyone at home?
Absolutely. Safety is a top priority here for the Dane County Fair. We have 5 security officers on every hour the fair is open. And one of them was talking to me yesterday saying he's been here over 30 years doing this job. We have a perimeter fence and gates that you have to access through. So it's very safe here at the Dane County Fair. We also have active Dane County sheriffs that come in during open hours as well. So we think safety is a priority for all of our visitors as well as our youth exhibitors.
The perimeter fence is a big distinction of what makes this fair different than Shake the Lake. Did you hear any concerns from people worried about security?
We haven't heard any concerns. We haven't had any issues here because of the precautions we take. Like you said, that perimeter fence is very important because it limits the access to the grounds. We see the people coming in the grounds, and we have security officers here and very present. So people see that and can feel very comfortable when they're visiting the fair.
And I want to talk a little bit about what we're standing in front of. We have some amazing things that we're showing off. This grandfather clock was made by a junior in high school. Can you tell us about him?
Yes, so this clock was made by Matthew Carls, and he has been woodworking probably since about age 5, exhibiting at the fair since age 9. He has made his complete bedroom set and just does amazing work. And we are so excited that he continues to bring us exhibits that just wow the public.
All of these exhibits are really wow. I mean, I don't know what else to say. How old do you have to be to participate in this?
So exhibitors start at grade 3, so as soon as they complete 3rd grade, and all the way up to about 20 years of age, they can participate. We have, again, over 1,100 youth that are here exhibiting, from animals to woodworking to computer sciences to speeches to food to photography. So it's so fun to come inside the building, especially when it's hot outside, take a cooling break and come in and see what these youth around our county are doing.
When it's hot or rainy, it's always good to be outside, right, Karen? So thank you so much for talking to us, sharing this safety information and this really special projects happening behind me. I'll send it back to you, Josh. But this morning's fair kicks off at 9 o'clock, and you can find all the information up on our website.
Boy, Christina, that grandfather clock is quite impressive.
Don't you think it would look nice in my apartment? Do you think I can ask him?
I think that would look great in your apartment. Christina Lori live for us this morning. Christina, thank you. 6 minutes past the hour right now, so these hot temperatures are forcing Madison schools to take a break from summer programs tomorrow, but other organizations are finding ways to stay in session and keep kids cool. Although Leopold Nature Center has clever ways to cool down, they have a sprinkler, sponges full of water, and a spray bottle. They're asking kids and parents to come prepared for heat, meaning sunscreen, hats, and water bottles. They try to take breaks inside when they can, but as a nature center, they're used to having to adjust to the weather, and they're happy to teach that skill to kids.
It's great to see the kids come out, and it doesn't matter what the weather is. I remember in winter, we were talking about how we were going snowshoeing when it was negative 10 degrees out, and now we're talking about going outside when it's 90, and we just talk about how we can have fun outside in nature no matter what the weather is, as long as you're being safe and learning how to handle it.
Now, the heat is going to get worse before it gets better. That's why the Madison Metropolitan School District has canceled summer school and programs tomorrow. Because of that, they are planning on finding ways to keep cool today. But in the meantime, if you choose to keep your kid home, they said they won't penalize you. As the temps continue to heat up this week, make sure you're checking on elderly neighbors, friends, or family members. Local organizations have been doing welfare checks for patients to make sure they're doing okay this week. They say some call for help, saying they don't know how to use their AC. So please be sure to check on anyone who you may know who may need some assistance. New this morning, a proposed dog breeding facility in Spring Green won't happen after a 4-3 vote by the village's Plan Commission.
On that, I will call the vote. All in favor of denying the conditional use permit, please raise your hand. Okay, those 4 votes. Those opposed, raise your hand. Opposed. 2-3. Motion carries.
It was a packed house for the roughly 3.5-hour meeting as residents used the platform to voice their opinions. While the vote went against the facility, Commission member David Saperstein urged members not to go against the people behind it.
I'm voting no, but I want to say that the Canes are not bad people. We, as members of a civil society, can agree to disagree about an issue, even passionately, without that disagreement turning into derision and threats and hatred and vilification.
The couple behind the proposed facility was in attendance at this meeting but had nothing to say at this time. The village rescinded its recommendation of approval for the facility last week. Rock County authorities are happy to say a victim is safe this morning and a man they consider dangerous is off the streets of Beloit. This comes after a 10-hour standoff that started early in the morning yesterday.
This guy has really terrorized Rockford and Beloit. Both departments have been looking for him feverishly for several months, and he's shown his propensity for the use of firearms and really a lack of sense of safety for others. So I think it was definitely a good person to get into custody and get him out of here.
The apartment complex on Burton Street was evacuated as officers negotiated with 32-year-old Alexander Duke. He eventually surrendered later in the morning. Police say they don't believe this was a hostage situation, but they're interviewing the victim to see if any potential crimes were committed. There was another standoff yesterday in rural Sauk County. This one was in the town of Delona, which lasted 2 hours. Deputies say 19-year-old Andrew Cusick of Wisconsin Dells was breaking things inside a home on Oak Leaf Lane and fired off a round. When officers arrived, the man refused to come out, but after 2 hours of negotiations, he eventually surrendered without incident. One of the founders of a Rastafarian church in Madison is due back in court today as the church appears to be back open this morning. Dylan Bangert is scheduled for a status conference this morning on drug possession and delivery charges. Bangert and Jesse Schwartz started the church on West Mifflin Street offering marijuana as sacrament before it was shut down in May. But the State Journal says the bond conditions for both Bangert and Schwartz were changed earlier this week to allow them back on the property, and a "We're back, baby" sign was outside the church. Both Bangert and Schwartz still face charges of maintaining a drug trafficking place and additional drug charges. 10 minutes past the hour right now, the publisher of Madison's LGBT magazine says the boxes where you pick up his publication are targets of escalating vandalism. Our Lives magazine publisher Patrick Faribaugh says he's now had to clean up 7 of the boxes within the last 2 weeks. Sometimes people kick the boxes over or steal them. He says he routinely finds anti-gay stickers and graffiti on the boxes. He's also found religious pamphlets and LGBTQ slurs written on the magazines inside.
So whoever's doing it views us as lesser, or views us as, I think, often not even having a right to exist.
Last year, we reported that a rock was thrown through the Our Lives magazine office. That office has actually been vandalized 3 times, and for safety reasons, the staff members now have to work from home. 6:11 right now, and still ahead for us on a Thursday morning. A Wisconsin institution is turning 35 today. We're taking a look at the legacy of Culver's and just how far the restaurant has come over the years. But first, Hattie is tracking some strong thunderstorms rolling through this morning, as well as that heat wave, which is set to carry on for the rest of the week. Keep watching News 3 Now this morning. Welcome back at 6:14 on a Thursday morning, and we've kept Hattie in from the Hattie-O Patio this morning because it has been a busy, busy morning for southern Wisconsin.
A light show across the area, to say the least. Lots of lightning and thunder. Take a look, though. Here's the Skycam shot in Platteville. Is this a little hole in the clouds there? encouraging. We'll see an end to the rain. However, when that sun peeks out today, it's going to heat up rather quickly, Josh. So you'll probably be inside today. A good movie day as heat index values climb into the triple digits. It has been a wet start, though, from Madison and points to the west. Radar is estimating over an inch of rain fell in a short amount of time this morning. The showers and thunderstorms have weakened, but they continue to roll across southern Wisconsin. Let's take a look at the latest loop, and you'll see the heaviest rain now south and east of us, just getting ready to move into Racine and Kenosha counties. But light to moderate rain, as well as a few thunderstorms, continue right along the Mississippi River Valley. So we'll continue with the rain chances through about 8 or 9 o'clock. Once we get towards 10 o'clock, things should be winding down for southern Wisconsin. We then turn our focus, though, to the potential for some very hot and humid conditions. That severe weather outlook for today is showing you a slight risk for central and southern Wisconsin. There is a slight chance for some redevelopment later on today. Best chances, though, will be just a little bit north of our viewing area, I think. Now, here's a look at the flood watches that are in effect. It's a flash flood watch for southwestern Wisconsin until 7 o'clock. Again, the heaviest rain has shifted out of the area, but they did receive quite a bit of rain in a short time overnight. Our heat bulletins will start at noon today for all of southern Wisconsin. Most of the area, it'll be an excessive heat advisory. That's the orange shaded counties. That starts at noon. The dark pink is an excessive heat warning, and that does include Crawford and Grant counties. It is going to be very uncomfortable this afternoon. Alert days are still in the forecast for this excessive heat and humidity. It's looking like the hottest day will be Friday. That's when we could see those heat index values closer to 110. That'll be the hottest day. A cold front moves through late on Saturday, bringing a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but also, more importantly, a break in the heat and humidity. A live look outside. No breaks in the cloud cover here as we look east of the station. Still pretty wet. Temperatures are right around 70 degrees where it has rained. A little bit warmer in Milwaukee and Kenosha. No rain yet. Temperatures are still in the mid 70s there. Dew points, speaking of 70s, well, that's where the dew points will be today, climbing into the mid 70s this afternoon. So that means when we get a little bit of sunshine, temperatures are going to heat up rather quickly, and it's going to turn quite uncomfortable. Here's a look at your future track heat index at 10 o'clock. Still not bad across the area, likely pretty cloudy. Some breaks in the cloud cover this afternoon. That heat index climbs quickly into the mid 90s, even some triple digits on the map later on today for southern Wisconsin. So feeling pretty uncomfortable through the afternoon and evening. Your future track forecast model takes the rain out of the area this morning. By lunchtime, we're looking at just partly sunny skies. Temperatures will warm pretty quickly as well. As I mentioned, look for a high of 94 in Madison and Lone Rock, close to 90 today in Janesville. There is a chance for a few showers to pop up this afternoon and then overnight. Again, a chance for rain, especially across central Wisconsin for those overnight hours. Let's get a look at that extended forecast then. We have alert days in the area through Saturday where highs are expected to be in the 90s. Much more comfortable conditions in the forecast then as we head through next week. Now it's time to get a look at our traffic maps this morning. Jason Stone has the keys early today. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Areas on the Beltline and several interchanges have been reported to have excessive amounts of water this morning. Give yourself a couple extra minutes for your commute. Verona Road at Highway PD has started to line up with vehicles. Other routes into Madison are mostly clear for drivers. And volume on both West and East Wash heading to the Capitol Square is increasing. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Jason and Hattie, thank you so much. To what's trending now this morning, hot dogs and camping, of course, a match made in heaven. And now thanks to Oscar Mayer, you can sleep inside a hot dog after you eat one. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is going up on Airbnb. The Beef Link can sleep too, comes with its own outdoor space and even has a mini fridge stuffed with hot dogs, of course. You can only book it for one night, though, and it's going to cost you, how about $136? Right now, only 3 nights in August are available. Reservations are given on a first-come, first-served basis starting July 24th. 35 years ago today, a little A&W root beer drive-in restaurant in Sauk City saw its oval sign turn blue and started selling frozen custard and butter burgers. Since that opening on July 18th, 1984, Culver's has added 715 more restaurants. Number 716 opened this week in Auburn, Indiana. Co-founder and CEO Craig Culver says the first year was difficult, but it's grown in spurts through the decades to become a national name with at least one Culver's restaurant in 25 states. Culver is still loving the ride, thanking the people around him.
My real passion is with our people. It clearly is. Don't get me wrong, I love the Butterburger, I love frozen custard, love all our great products, but it's our people that, you know, they make the difference. And they're fun to work with most of the time.
Yeah. The family will tell you they never dreamed that that Culver's would grow to the success it is today. And it really is truly an American success story, a Wisconsin success story.
Nation's best burger chain, according to data from a Restaurant Business Report. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, Eric Franke will have more about the 35th anniversary celebration for a Wisconsin original. 20 minutes past 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning, 33 Iowans have one man to thank for sending them to college, all expenses paid. Just ahead, we're going to hear this heartwarming story, which has people encouraged to pay it forward. But first, from flash flood warnings to extreme heat warnings, Hattie's tracking some extreme weather for your Thursday. She'll have the latest straight ahead on News 3 Now this morning. Welcome back at 6:24. Guess what time it is? It is trivia time.
Yeah, you know, Josh, with all this talk of the heat and humidity, I thought I'd look up the hottest ever temperature recorded in Madison. So do you have a guess? What's our warmest temp in Madison?
I feel like 104 is too low. 110 might be a little high. I'm gonna go 107.
107. Well, ding, 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 you're right.
Woo!
And as the winner of the trivia, you get to come into work tomorrow.
Oh, great. I was really worried about that.
Yeah. Back on July 14th, 1936, 107 degrees was the warmest. That's not even considering the heat index. So you can imagine how uncomfortable it felt no AC back then either. And that in 1936 was an extended stretch of triple-digit temperatures, so very warm.
It could be worse, folks. It could be worse.
I guess, yeah, that is the bottom line. We do have some pretty uncomfortable conditions in our forecast. Let's take a look at the radar map this morning, though, because rain is the focus early today. We've had some strong thunderstorms dropping some pretty heavy rain move through the area, but right now we're left with just light to moderate rain in Madison. The heaviest storms are in far southeastern Wisconsin. Nothing severe at this point. There are still some thunderstorms, though, in southwestern Wisconsin. These storms continue to back build, so we have rain in the forecast for at least the next couple of hours. Things should dry out as we head towards the middle of the day by lunchtime here for us. Our probability of precipitation, again, really falls off between 9 and 10 o'clock this morning, and then remains pretty low through the rest of the afternoon. Can't rule out some redevelopment, though, later today. Your future track temperatures starting in the 70s this morning, already back into the low 80s by 10 o'clock. Temps are expected to climb pretty quickly. Mid 80s by lunchtime in most locations, and then heading into the upper 80s and mid 90s at times later on this afternoon. Madison topping at 94, as is Juneau, and Watertown later today. Staying very warm during those overnight hours as well. Take a look at temperatures at 10 p.m. still in the 80s. These are actual air temperatures. Our nighttime low tonight is only in the upper 70s, so very uncomfortable for the next 24 hours to 36 hours here in southern Wisconsin.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. 6:26 is your time right now. An Iowa man is offering a life-changing gift not once, but 33 times. Dale Schrader grew up poor, never married, and worked as a carpenter for 67 years at the same Des Moines business. 10 years ago, he walked into his lawyer's office and said that since he never had the opportunity to go to college, he wanted to give that opportunity to others. The price tag, a jaw dropper.
Finally, I kind of was curious. I said, how much are we talking about, Dale? And he said, oh, just shy of $3 million. And I nearly fell out of my chair.
So when Dale died in 2005, the guy who only owned 2 pairs of jeans left behind a rusty Chevy truck and instructions to send small-town Iowa kids to college. Dale's obituary says he died having no descendants, and he only asked them to do one thing.
All we ask is that you pay it forward. You can't pay it back because Dale's gone, but you can remember him and you can emulate him.
Incredible story here. After paying the full $80,000 tab for 33 students, Dale's account just ran out of money. 6:27 right now, still ahead for us on a Thursday morning. We've got the top 3 things you need to know before you start your day. And there are deserts here in Wisconsin, food deserts, and local officials are looking to do something about it. Hear about the proposed bill that will be announced today. That's when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Thursday, July 18th. It has been a very busy morning. Leah Lynchide is off, and Hattie is keeping her eye on some thunderstorms. It looks like the heavy stuff has passed us, though.
Yes, the heaviest rain passed us, but we still have some thunderstorms moving across the Mississippi River Valley, so not done with those rumbles of thunder just yet, Josh. Those early morning swim practice might be in jeopardy today.
All right, we'll get to your forecast details here in just a little bit, but first, the three things you need to know this morning. President Trump continues his attacks against 4 Democratic congresswomen of color this morning. He got a crowd at a campaign rally in North Carolina involved last night. Attendees could be heard chanting, "Send her back," referring to Representative Ilhan Omar. House Democrats passed a resolution Tuesday condemning the president for his racist tweets about the congresswomen, but that move failed to move forward yesterday. Thousands are protesting Puerto Rico's Governor Ricardo Rosselló residence in San Juan this morning. This after he refused to resign when nearly 900 pages of leaked chats from a private messenger group were published. As protesters reached the governor's mansion, they met a barricade of police in riot gear blocking the street, but continued chanting against him for hours. Senator Rand Paul is slamming the brakes on a funding bill for 9/11 first responders. The Republican says debt concerns led to his decision yesterday after Senator Kirsten Gillibrand asked for unanimous consent on that bill. A move that would speed the passage process. Gillibrand wants Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to hold a floor vote on the bill. McConnell previously vowed that under current law, which expires next year, it would be funded fully. All right, those are the top 3 things you need to know this morning in the news world. And now Hattie's here with what's going on with weather and traffic. Hi, Hattie.
Hi, Josh. We've had a pretty active morning so far. You may have heard the rumbles of thunder starting right around 4 o'clock here in Madison, a little bit earlier to the west. Right now, the heaviest rain is south and east of Madison. But we still have some shower and thunderstorm activity that is moving to our west. So we will expect these showers and thunderstorms to continue for the next couple of hours at least. Things should wind down by about 10 o'clock here in southern Wisconsin. A flash flood watch is still in effect until 7 o'clock for southwestern Wisconsin. Once the rain comes to an end, we really turn our focus towards the heat and humidity then. Heat bulletins will go into effect for the entire area starting at noon today. Now, here's a look at your forecast as you head out the door. Pretty likely going to be a wet start across southern Wisconsin. A fast warm up this afternoon, though, with any little bit of sunshine, it's going to heat up quickly. 94 is the high here in Madison. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps across the region. Starting to get a little busier on the Beltline, especially near Park Street and Stoughton Road. A few brake lights showing up on Verona Road as you approach the Beltline as well this morning. Drive times and speeds still going pretty close to posted speeds though, so not adding too many extra minutes just yet. And that's your first alert traffic.
Hattie, thank you so much. Breaking now in the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning, Iran says it has seized a foreign oil tanker with 12 crew members, accusing them of smuggling 1 million barrels of oil. Iran State TV claims the tanker was smuggling fuel to foreign customers and was intercepted in the Strait of Hormuz. Right now, we don't know which country the seized tanker came from, but this comes as tensions rise between the U.S. and Iran over the unraveling nuclear deal. More local news now at 6:34. Fair and festival season continues today with the kickoff of this year's Dane County Fair. The 4-day-long event is an annual tradition for our local community. Christina Laurie joins us live from the fairgrounds this morning with what you need to know before you go. Good morning, Christina.
Hi, Josh. We're inside this morning because of the rain, but later you might want to be inside because of the heat. Good news, though, is there's a variety of heat-friendly activities to do inside all the pavilions. Back to talk about that is Karen, media specialist for the Dane County Fair. So what can folks see inside here at the fair?
We have a lot going on inside, which makes our fair so unique and special because of these beautiful facilities. So inside, right here, we're standing by cake decorating. These 4-H exhibitors and youth exhibitors decorated these cakes, presented them to the judges on Tuesday night, and they're just amazing. You can see clothing, you can see knitting and crocheting, communications projects where kids give a speech or write a resume. So really a broad amount of topics. We saw woodworking earlier this morning. You can see computer science, cultural arts where kids do drawing and jewelry making. So it's so much fun and so many things to do inside. We also have our vendors that you can visit. And on Friday, you can come out for Kids Day and have inflatables inside, as well as a plethora of youth activities. So there is so much to do inside to cool down, and then go back outside and see the animals and the carnival and all the amazing food products.
And you mentioned that Friday is Kids Day. Today is Hometown Hero Day. Can we just we're almost out of time, but can we just quickly talk about what that is?
Absolutely. We want to honor those that serve our communities and our country. So Hometown Heroes, come on out today, bring a guest, get in for free, get specials all over the grounds. It's a great way to just thank them for all they do for our country.
And thank you so much for talking to us, Karen. And at 11 o'clock this morning, there'll be a special flag raising in honor of all of the military personnel across the state of Wisconsin. And the fairgrounds open this morning. Before that, at 9 o'clock, you can find all the information up on our website, channel3000.com.
All right, Christina Laurie kicking things off at the Dane County Fair this morning. Christina, thank you. State leaders want to make sure you know whether a sex offender is living in your neighborhood instead of just their home county. A 2017 law does require that sex offenders have to be placed in their own counties. Right now, there's a bill at the Capitol which would require the state to identify any sex offender placed prior to that law in a different county. The Judiciary Committee is debating that measure this morning. City and state leaders will be getting together later today to announce a new effort to make sure nobody goes hungry. Madison Mayor Sati Rhodes Conway and Alder Tag Evers will join State Representatives Sheila Stubbs and David Crowley to announce a new bill proposal to address food deserts. Those are areas without easy access to a grocery store with affordable and healthy food. The group will also talk about efforts in Madison and Milwaukee to increase the availability of healthy foods. That announcement will be made at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and of course we'll bring you updates over on the Channel 3000 mobile app. 6:37 this morning. With this heat wave in our area, a frosty treat may be a great way to cool down. Just ahead, sometimes they seem to melt kind of fast, and we're going to put a few ice creams to the test to see which one can last the longest. This is News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us.
It's Slumberland's
Welcome back at 6:41. We've been asking you to share your morning with us. And Hattie, check out this shot that Larry has given us this morning.
Is there a filter on that?
Oh my
That's
gosh,
amazing.
those colors. You got the Capitol in the background. Oh, perfect.
Perfect shot. Thanks, Larry, for sending that one in.
Thank you so much for sharing. If you've got a picture of your morning, you can take a picture of it, post it to the Channel 3000 social media page, and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. So Leah, Hattie, and I can pick out our favorites and air them right here on the show.
And now ice cream treats, well, they're a fun way to beat the heat, Josh, but sometimes you have to deal with the sticky aftermath as that ice cream melts. So we did our own little test here at News 3 Now. We put some different ice cream treats in the sun to see how quickly they melted.
Yeah, they turned into a puddle, rather. So we put these in the test to see how they would hold up in the sun. Yesterday afternoon, we had an ice cream sandwich, push pop, sundae cone, Dove bar, and a SpongeBob popsicle. They took some time out in the sun. Here's some video of that.
So this is a time lapse, right?
Yes.
Of these different ice cream treats. Well, SpongeBob is melting the fastest.
Yeah, look at him go. He's going
like
fast.
2 minutes to eat that ice cream treat.
So it looks like the ice cream is checked about every 5 minutes to see how it was holding up, and obviously it didn't take long for the fruity flavors to turn to sludge.
Look at the ice cream sandwich,
Look at that. After about 15 minutes, none of the treats would stay on their popsicle stick or in the cone, and finally after 30 minutes, there was really nothing left that could easily be picked up or held in your hands. Except the ice cream sandwich is kind of, I'm guessing, until you grab a hold of it, and then it's just going to be a mess.
Right. So moral of the story is just eat that ice cream quickly over the next couple of days.
Yes.
But also, those, you cannot buy those individually, right? So where are the rest of those treats?
I don't know. Jake, did he bring them for the rest of us? I hope so. Our producer Jake is the one that did this experiment yesterday.
I don't know. We'll have to get to the bottom of that. We'll
We
put the I-team on that.
We deserve a treat after this morning, especially you. You deserve a few treats.
I've been a little busy.
All right, 6:43 right now. So the strong thunderstorms this morning are only the beginning of an alert day forecast. That heat is back on later today. No polar bears, though. Where are they at?
Look at the raindrops in the pool.
Oh,
You shouldn't be in the pool when it's
they're
lightning
hunkered
outside.
down right now. Hattie will have the full details coming up in your forecast when News 3 Now This Morning continues. But first, it is July 18th, and we want to say happy birthday to Aiden and all the other kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now This Morning. 6:46 right now, and live look at the Hattie-O patio. Hattie, are you glad?
Sad.
Yeah, are you glad you're not out there this morning?
A little wet this morning. Yeah, we've had lots of lightning and thunder. An inch of rain here on the west side of town just this morning alone. So some very heavy rain earlier, and it's still wet across southern Wisconsin. Here's a live look from the Edgewater sky cam. Pretty wet at the Capitol this morning. Flash flood watches continue for another 15 minutes or so until 7 o'clock for southwestern Wisconsin. We had some pretty heavy rain move through the area earlier. Now the heaviest rain is in southeastern Wisconsin, but still some showers and thunderstorms lining up right along the state line. And you can see these storms back building just a little bit into Iowa. So we're not done with the rain just yet. Here's a closer look at southern Wisconsin. Most everyone picking up at least some form of rain, mainly light to moderate rain right now across southern Wisconsin, but around Platteville, still rumbling with some lightning strikes showing up on the radar map. The severe weather outlook for today does indicate a slight risk for severe weather for much of the viewing area into central Wisconsin. There is a chance for some redevelopment a little bit later on this afternoon into tonight. The rain this morning, though, will taper off by about 10 o'clock. Then after that, we turn our attention back to the heat and humidity. It's been an extended stretch of pretty hot conditions. It looks like we're only going to heat up continuing through the week. Friday will be the warmest day. Heat index values pretty close to 110 during the afternoon tomorrow. Now Sunday has been dropped from the alert days. A cold front will bring some rain late Saturday that will break the heat and humidity. But until then, heat bulletins will go into effect today at noon for all of southern Wisconsin. The orange shaded area is an excessive heat advisory. It's an excessive heat warning for southwestern Wisconsin. It's going to be the warmest part of the state. Heat index values, though, climbing into those triple digits. You start to see the pinks on these bar graphs, and that indicates pretty high heat index above 100 degrees. When you start talking numbers like that, you need to think about heat-related illnesses. Heat exhaustion becoming likely if you have prolonged exposure to the elements when you get to a heat index above 105. So these are some of the warning signs of heat exhaustion. If you experience any of these, it's important to get yourself into the shade and try to cool your body down. Now your future track forecast model, again, doing a pretty good job showing you the rain east of Madison at this hour. The rain will continue to track to the east over the next couple of hours, and by lunchtime, we should be drying out. Dry is a relative term, though, because it's really not going to feel very dry. That humidity is going to be in play today. Southerly winds and partly sunny skies will lead to highs in the 90s. There is that chance for a few showers or thunderstorms to pop up this afternoon. Most areas, though, will likely stay dry. Overnight, then, the rain threat shifts again a little bit further to the north. Can't rule out, though, a shower or thunderstorm in our northern viewing areas overnight tonight. It will stay very mild and muggy, temperatures only dropping back into the upper 70s by tomorrow morning. So that's really dangerous when those temperatures stay high overnight. Buildings cannot cool down. It's hard to cool anything down when you're close to 80 starting the day. With that warm start, we're headed to a high of 96 tomorrow. It'll be the worst day out of this extreme stretch of heat. Otherwise, we do look for cooler conditions heading into next week. Now, here's a look at our Pet Walk forecast.
Oh.
This is Isabel in Verona. Isabel's got a lot of fur. Be sure to check on her today. Make sure she has plenty of water and breaks from the sun as well.
Important to remember all of those details.
Yeah, your four-legged friends.
Thanks, Hattie. Stay with us for the morning sprint up next. 6:53, time for the morning sprint as we track some breaking news this morning. Right now, a Partyville man is in the hospital after being hit by lightning, and hundreds of people are waking up in the dark this morning after strong storms move through the area. Let's start things off with meteorologist Hattie McLean. Hattie?
And thunderstorms continue for southern Wisconsin. Right now, it's light to moderate rain here in Madison, but still a lot of lightning activity, especially in the far southern part of the state. These showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue for at least a couple of hours yet before coming to an end. Once the rain ends, we turn our attention to heat and humidity. Heat advisories and warnings go into effect at noon today for the entire area. We're looking at heat index values climbing into the triple digits for a time this afternoon. Stay safe today.
Hattie, thank you. The Madison Metropolitan School District has canceled summer school and programs tomorrow because of the high temperatures during this alert week. They are open today and plan on finding ways to keep cool. However, if you do choose to keep your kids home, they said they won't penalize you.
Fair season is officially in full swing across south central Wisconsin, and this morning it's Dane County's turn. The fair kicks off at 9 o'clock here at the Alliant Energy Center, and here are 3 things to know before you go. First up, each day has a special theme. Today is Hometown Heroes Day. All members of the military get in for free. 2, you can save money by buying fair and carnival tickets in advance. Head to our website for directions on how. And 3, after last month's shooting at Shake the Lake, security is top of mind for many people. The fair partners with the Dane County Sheriff's Office and Madison Police to have plenty of officers on the grounds all weekend long.
Christina, thank you. A proposed dog breeding facility in the village of Spring Green won't happen after a 4-3 vote by the village's Plan Commission overnight. It was a packed house for the roughly 3.5-hour meeting as residents used the platform to voice their opinions. The village rescinded its recommendation of approval for the facility last week. A decision on a separate facility on the town of Spring Green will be made at a meeting next week. One of the founders of a Rastafarian church in Madison is due back in court today as the church appears to be back open. Dylan Bangert is scheduled for a status conference this morning on drug possession and delivery charges. The bond conditions for both Bangert was changed earlier this week, allowing him back on church property. Bangert still faces charges of maintaining a drug trafficking place. The man accused of killing an off-duty Racine police officer will go to trial. Delquavis Ward appeared in court yesterday with more than a dozen Racine police officers on hand. Prosecutors say Ward fired at Officer John Hetland when he tried to stop him from robbing Teaser's Bar the night of June 17. If convicted, Ward will get a life sentence. He'll be back in court August 7th. Madison Marasati, Rhodes Conway, and Elder Tag Evers will join State Representatives Sheila Stubbs and David Crowley to announce a new bill proposal to address food deserts. Those are areas without easy access to a grocery store or affordable and healthy food. That announcement will be made at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll bring you updates on channel3000.com. Supporters hope Governor Tony Evers is easing the lives of the deaf and hard of hearing with a new law. Evers signed Assembly Bill 250 in Greenfield yesterday, changing the rules for interpreter licensing, and will also require state health department approval for exam licenses. The law allows interpreters to receive new trainings in places like the ER, courtrooms, and mental health facilities. President Trump continues his attack against 4 Democratic congresswomen of color. He got a crowd at a campaign rally in North Carolina involved last night. Attendees could be heard chanting, "Send her back," referring to Representative Ilhan Omar. House Democrats say they passed a resolution Tuesday condemning the president for his racist tweets about the congresswomen, but that move failed to move forward yesterday. All right, a final look at your First Alert traffic with Jason Stone. Hi, Jason.
Hello. No major issues on the Beltline right now. Drivers are at or near the posted speed limit. Only minor delays on the interchanges. And expect increased volume on John Nolan near the Alliant Energy Center and at North Shore Drive when heading downtown. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Thank you, Jason.
And roads are wet this morning as rain continues to fall across southern Wisconsin. Here's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam. Kind of a dreary start to the day today. Showers and thunderstorms will continue through 9 or 10 o'clock and then come to an end. It's going to be very hot and humid, though, for the rest of the day. High temperatures climbing to 94 later this afternoon.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Stay dry, stay cool. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make it a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.